Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to why America is colder or much colder than Europe. I don't actually know the specific reasons for this because America gets a lot hotter and a lot colder. I'm gonna just assume, actually I don't really know, because there's obviously there's lakes. I think lakes may affect it getting cold, and obviously I guess the temperatures from this region gets quite hot. But then even in the summer, these regions in the north get very hot. Whereas in Europe, it gets quite hot, but in comparison, it's not really that hot, other than places like Spain and Portugal and Italy, etc., or Greece. But Central Europe or even Scandinavia does not get that hot at all, and it doesn't get that cold in the UK, for example. Obviously, Scandinavia gets pretty cold, but I think it's pretty comparable to a lot of the northern states in the US. To be fair. If not, some of them probably get a bit colder. I'm not too sure though. I'm not 100% sure behind that. But we're going to check this out and see. I'm not sure which states. Oh, sorry, if this will be talking about all the states in the US or if it will just be focusing on the regions that are near the lakes or just the northern states. But we're going to get into this. Hopefully, going to enjoy. Hopefully, you're doing well. Let's check this video out.
If you were to draw a line, this line, across the planet at about 25 degrees north, you'd find this strange paradox. Miami's neon-lit waterfront, palm-fringed beaches, and super yachts sit along the same latitude as the desolate Sahara Desert. One pulses with beachgoers and skyscrapers, the other hosts nothing but desolation and extreme heat. But that's what's perplexing. If you draw another line here at 42 degrees north, you'll find the same thing. Maine, located along the northeast Atlantic, is home to brutal winters, snowdrifts that tower over cars, and January mornings that bite with 8-degree temperatures when Maine is along the same latitude as the sun-drenched Mediterranean beaches of South France. This isn't a game of travel trivia. It's the hidden forces that shape our cities, economies, and populations. A giant, slow-moving ocean current flows beneath the Atlantic, carrying warm tropical waters all the way over to Europe. This stream moves more water each second than all the world's rivers combined, spreading heat across latitudes where American winters can be outright brutal. Without it, London's mild winters would turn freezing cold, with icy rivers and harsh snowstorms like those in the northern US. North America stretches out about 3,000 miles from east to west. Cold Arctic air builds up over frozen Canada, gathering strength before passing.
So it has the land to do that, and then it has the water to go over, which makes it even colder, or it just keeps the air cold. Because obviously there's ocean over the above the UK, which you'd assume gets cold, but I guess there's no land above it, which would make it colder. I'm pretty sure.
South over Lake Erie. That's how 80-inch blizzards regularly dump on places like Buffalo, New York. It's called lake effect snow, a regular occurrence across the Great Lakes, but something you won't find in Europe, where the largest lake, Lake Geneva, is just a fraction of their size. While the Rocky Mountains run 3,000 miles north to south, acting like a massive wall that traps cold Arctic air in the east while pushing cold temperatures far south, Europe's Alps, on the other hand, run east to west, guiding milder ocean air inland, not blocking it. That's why Chicago plunged to negative 27 degrees Fahrenheit in 1985, while Roman winters averaged daily highs in the mid-50s. When Fairbanks, Alaska, located at 64 degrees north, routinely plunges into the negative 40s, while Norway rarely falls below zero, despite being...
What? Wait, really? I didn't know that. Well, that answers my question then, because I thought Scandinavia obviously it gets cold there, but it's not even comparable to Alaska.
300 miles closer to the North Pole. But over here on the west coast, it's the California current that chills the region, pulling cold water southward as the San Francisco coast has summer highs in the 50s despite being located at 37.8 degrees north. Picture Buffalo, New York before dawn, where the January silence is only broken by the crunch of boots in deep, fresh snow, where every day can be a real struggle as each breath paints another cloud into the icy air. While Syracuse averages 128 inches of snow every year, that's more than most European mountain passes see in an entire decade. When Barcelona, which sits at a comfortable 48-degree January average, somehow mirrors Boston, where January averages hardly break the lower 20s. Americans spend $29 billion on cooling and $300 billion on heating each year, something that equals the combined GDP of dozens of small countries. Meanwhile, Europeans open windows in the summer and pour those savings into expensive Mediterranean vacations. On one side of the Atlantic, Americans are trapped in an HVAC doom cycle, while over here in Europe, many homes completely lack air conditioning altogether. The difference between the US and Europe isn't just about winter, it's a year-round story. Europe enjoys milder, wetter winters and cooler, more comfortable summers, thanks to ocean breezes warmed by tropical currents. Meanwhile, North America's vast landmass swings between bitter cold winters and severely hot summers as Arctic air rushes south and desert heat rises upward in summer. These mountain ranges add to the mix. The Rockies push cold air south, while the European Alps let mild air flow through. Big lakes like Erie blanket parts of the US in heavy snow, while Europe's smaller lakes stay more relaxed. That's how cities at the same latitude can feel completely different.
I mean, it makes sense. It's just an interesting idea of how there is just such like differences in temperature. Let's just see Oslo temperature. It's 3 degrees there. Now, Oslo, how northern? It's not quite. It's quite southern, isn't it? Maybe it's at the bottom, to be fair, of Norway. Oh no, to be fair, it's not at the bottom. But if you go out, you zoom out, it's still in line with Alaska. Like here. So let's see Anchorage temperature right now. It's minus, okay, so it's not extremely, oh, but then it's getting to minus 10. Oh, jeez, today's actually quite a warm day in Anchorage. Minus 13 consistently. I find that obscene, and that's just probably just normal. But minus 1 probably feels like a warm day for this time of year, which is just crazy to me. And then if you look at like, so Miami temperature. I know the focus of the video wasn't looking at Miami or the heat or the hot like places, but then you look at Miami, and then you look at the Sahara. Obviously, the Sahara is massive, so it's hard to just have a specific place. I don't really know regions in Sahara. Do people live in the Sahara? I don't really know. I can't. Temperature in, well, it says between 45 degrees in December, right? Winter. Sorry, yeah, winter. 18 to 25. Oh, yeah, I forgot it is winter time here. Of course. Which is still pretty mad. That's still pretty hot. That's like UK. That's literally UK summers there. What about like Chicago temp now? So it's minus 7. Wait, I want to see where Chicago is on the map. Like what latitude it is. Oh shit, is there? I could have just gone to that. Right, zoom out. I mean, it is literally on the lake, so it's probably the best example. So it's in line. Chicago's there. So let's just say like Porto or Madrid. I don't actually know how hot it'll be in Madrid. Probably like 15 degrees, I'm going to guess. 11 degrees. That's mad. They're again on the same latitude, but there's such a difference in temp. It's always just interesting to see the stuff, but this does make you realise just like how much of a difference lakes do make. I do find it fascinating how having land and then a lake and then more land, it just adds to it. But that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this reaction. And yeah, until next time, like, subscribe and peace.